Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. It's me and Dana joining you on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m. I know it's been a long week, but it's over. And those of you who are lucky will have a long weekend because Monday is a holiday. Markets are closed. So it's a holiday for people who are in the market. For the rest of us who are grinding along, maybe you have work too. But anyway, what do we have, Dana?
Sir,
Before they get into their day and enjoy their evening, what can we send them off with?
today I am coming with the pharma company, sir.
Drugs
Met-
on a morning, is it?
Because
Dana likes doing drugs in the morning.
reason, sir.
Mhm.
Many of them are not now also not having a clear understanding on the pharma companies, how they are operating like that. So for that, I have a case taken in from the NATCO. Recently, one case was done in the Delhi High Court, sir. That was with NATCO and then Rochi. So there are the two companies. So they are fighting against for the patents for one drug. So the drug was SMA, spinal muscular atrophy. So it was like one was weaken their muscle, he will not able to run or walk quickly like that. They will be have breathing issues like that. Will be
They lose muscle control.
muscle control. The nerves and muscles does not cooperate with them. So for that, for the operation, for the treatment, they are having one drug that called spinal muscular atrophy. Already, Rochi company, that was a Switzerland company, that company having that drug. So in India, they were selling the drug at the treatment price. It was around 22 lakhs to 72 lakhs per annum. So NATCO was filing the patent against them to create the API. So that case was won by the NATCO. Reason behind that was he was giving that he was giving the treatment in a cheapest price. That was like 3,000 rupees per annum. From the 72 lakh rupees drug to 3,000 rupees was the NATCO target price, and then Delhi High Court was also appealed, give the judgment to the NATCO. So you can do the drug because you are giving because you
Gave permission.
give the permission.
The judge is like, you can do the drugs.
Because he was giving like 72 lakhs and 22 lakhs, but you are giving 3,000, it will be helpful for the Indians.
Yeah,
Okay,
sometimes, taking care of people is more important than making money. So I agree with the judgment.
Correct, sir. And then Rochi company was appealed, sir. Again, we will give the drug in a lower cost, like 10,000. We will give
3,000.
we will give it in a 10,000 rupees. So kindly don't give their patent to them. We will continue that patent. No. NATCO have the patent, they will do the drug. So this was the Delhi High Court case happens in this week. So from that I have taken one like understanding, sir. So NATCO we already discussed, and Dr. Reddy also we already discussed. But many of them are not know.
But aren't you proud to own a company which does this kind of work? Aren't you proud to own a company like NATCO where it fights for the little man?
Yes, sir.
Not only is he making medicine, but he's making the medicine
Affordable and cheaper. Many of them are like, if I am a middle class or poor middle class, if I am doing that SMA operations for the disease treatment, if I take 72 lakhs means no one will take the treatment. After that, we need to consume 1 year for a medicine. It will be cost around 22 lakh to 72 lakh. If NATCO arrives, and then it will be
Correct.
under the 3,000, it will be useful. So this was the understanding, sir, by me. So this was the companies in India, majorly they are doing like that, or differently they are doing. So I want to understand from that, sir.
You want to understand, this is only Indian companies doing this?
Only in Indian companies are doing like the APIs?
There is, this is being done by a lot of companies even in China. There are companies which feel in pharmaceutical sector there is price gouging happening. Price gouging is when, like you rightly said, they've spent the money discovering the drug. Fair enough, they spend a lot of money discovering the medicine, and they have been selling it at a very high price for some time. They recovered their money. They made profit also. Somewhere along the line, you have to say, okay, now for the sake of humanity and for everyone having access to that, you should look at lowering it. So it is a fine balance.
Okay.
This happens in roads also. Big problem in India is toll roads. So whenever you hit Bangalore, Chennai, or wherever you go, Kanyakumari, the roads there are tolls, and you have to pay tolls. You'll see bikes usually no toll. Then cars one small toll. Then mini will everything toll. Finally, the big trucks are paying 10,000 rupees or something to go through. So heavy tolls. So there is a ruling which came saying, if you're collecting toll, two things. One, you invested the money that laid the roads. They say we understand. So you're collecting toll too
Okay.
for the money you invested in making the road. But then after that, if you're collecting, after you've recovered your money and you've collected your profit, then you should either remove the toll or any toll you collect after that should be on maintaining and improving the
Highways.
highways. So same way these pharma companies are arguing, saying like Roche, saying that you are preventing us from future. See, we are making this money here, right? I agree, this is too much money. But this money, we're not putting it in our pockets. We're not buying new jet planes. We're not, buying new villas. We are using that money to discover other medicines which are going to help more people. So there lies the balance. So the argument lies, are you telling the truth? Are you playing to the crowd? These things are very hard to do unless you know the owner of the company, or if it's not an owner like Roche is a huge company, you know the management of the company, how they think, and you know how you can see them in the investor calls and all that. You see them interacting, like what we get with Natco. Yeah. One nice thing about Natco is that, yes, I understand people want to invest to make money. We all have a goal to reach. We want to become wealthy. I understand that. I'm not saying, you have to do service if you don't want to do. But at the same time, it is nice to know a company which you are thinking of investing, which you find in value, at the same time seems to be having the right morals, moral compass at least, as far as this is concerned, which I think is a good thing. And not only Indian companies do this, even in China recently, company has discovered, like this, a pharma company in China has discovered a cancer treatment drug, like this, which is being sold in the US by a pharma company, was making billions of dollars profit. This Chinese pharma company has discovered that same thing on their own way. They made it and they discovered it on themselves. And that drug is going to enter the market for a few dollars. And when that happens, that big pharma company in the US, which has been milking this cow, cancer medicine, for so long, bush it will go. But they cannot fight this because they're not copied their medicine. He's discovered another way of curing the same disease at a cheaper cost.
Separate R&D.
And the fun is going to come once now AI kicks in. Forget all the fun you guys are having using AI to create Kamala Hassan looking like MGR and all that. Okay, I understand having fun doing that. But the same AI will be able to process huge volumes of data. In medicine, in DNA analysis, the biggest thing is number crunching. You do an experiment and you'll collect lots of data. And that data needs to be analyzed and understood and sorted out. Like imagine having 1 million Excel sheets, right? So all those data needs to be combined and understood. So when you have AI systems which are robust and they can deal with these kinds of tasks, what would have taken 1 year to sit and understand, you can compress it down to a few months. Finally, it'll get reached to a few weeks. So we'll still need human beings. Doesn't mean AI is going to get rid of, you will not go to a science lab and just see computers working by themselves. It will be there, but you'll need still human beings to think. If a lot of young people are wondering, where's my future career? You will have a lot of career in biology, in DNA analysis, like Bill Gates said in a recent conference. And, this kind of climate action and all, they have a lot of potential because you need creative thinking and different approach, out of the box thinking, which AI will find very hard to do, emulate human kind of creative thinking. It will come out with, solutions, but those solutions may not work in the real world in human context. So that is the future. If you can get into pharma sector, great for you. If you can do that kind of biology and data analysis and get into that, that's a great future for you. If you don't want to do, the whatever everybody's doing, which is computer karta hai and all that, because their coding is a job which will disappear eventually. The need of doing coding will become a very small job. It will be like a very high-end job, very specialized coding, which is required for very sensitive things. You'll need human coding. But most of the website and all these other small things which you're doing, like DTP work, you don't see those DTP centers anymore.
Right, sir.
It's all gone. Even Xerox, printing itself is slowly dying. Same way, just generic things which we used to do with a lot of effort will finally disappear.
At the conclusion, I covered one thing, sir. I have been taken a lessons from that. Investing in Natco as a Gen Z is okay, but as a Gen Z, how to approach an AI for a pharmaceutical, those who are in the 12th or after college also, if you are doing that in biotech, you have some confusion, like if AI was coming in watches also, sir. Like watches also telling something, what are the diseases in that, and then
But what you got to realize is, yes, watches do tell you, but they're not as reliable as a human being. See, a watch can tell you your heart rate is fast or your heart rate is slow, but it has to be correlating with other symptoms you have to show. A lot of people are getting anxiety because their watch is telling them that the VO2 max is not good. That means you're not healthy, physically healthy. Okay, this Apple Watch has this nonsense. Then it'll tell you that your heart rate is right now, resting heart rate suddenly looks very high. Your body is not a perfect machine. It runs. Sometimes it'll go, like wind blowing. You can suddenly have a spurt of high heart rate and then slow down. But it should correlate with other things. You must have palpitation, you must be feeling weak, or you're having. So there has to be other things that tie together to then you say, okay, your heart rate is also high. Okay, now you have to worry about it. So your watch cannot know if you're anxious. It'll ask you, are you feeling anxious? Your heart rate is high. Are you feeling anxious? And anyone who sees that itself will immediately feel anxious because you'll think immediately I'm having a heart attack. Because you'll see some news story of some guy who died with a heart attack who was 20 years old, who was in the gym. He was very fit, and you don't read the whole story because you don't know the whole story. What was wrong with him? Maybe his family had some disease, so
like genetic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This generic AI, there's a problem in it. Okay, so yes, you're going to get lots of AI, no doubt about it. But how useful it will be for very specific, special tasks, it's very hard to say. That's why I'm saying doctors cannot be replaced by AI. Certain things, yes. Immediately, I'm sure my computer friends will be there commenting saying, what are you saying, you idiot? Do you know this latest AI from ABCDG, who's just doing EFGHIJ?
How is he ruining
you do not know anything about this. Why are you talking? This is not even a subject matter expert. I agree. So I'm not a subject matter expert in AI. But people who are subject matter AI experts, even your Sam Altman, they're saying AI can do a lot of things, but it cannot do certain things. And I think I'm knocking this around, and Arun will be getting irritated. So let me move that ring away.
Yeah, sir. We will discuss further in Tamil podcast, sir.
Tamil podcast. Yes, we will deep dive into this in Tamil because Dana will really come to his known in that. A lot of you, please understand, Dana is not a native English speaker. He takes a lot of effort for him and the courage to come in front of a camera and to speak to you guys in English. So be kind to him in your comments. I would like you to respect him a little bit because it is tough to sit with someone like me and have a complete conversation in English. And I have tremendous respect and deep admiration for him to put this out with you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for watching the podcast. Do go enjoy your evening. I'm sorry I ended it on a kind of a serious note. It's not meant to be serious. It was meant to be light. I'll see you in the evening where I'm talking about personal finance. If you do happen to have an appetite for that, catch that video in the evening where I'm talking about personal finance and how to think about investing. That's my weekend videos nowadays, where I try and talk about something of subject matter in the sense of personal investing and how you should invest, and investing mindset, because there's no market happening. So you can have fun and be safe. Me and Dana will be back tomorrow morning, where we'll try and talk about something more interesting. Thank you for watching the podcast today. Bye.
Bye.